Tonight, live from the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California, it's Thursday Night NBA on USA. The Kansas City Kings versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Miller High Life, the best beer for the best time of the day. Welcome to Miller Time. By Mobile Detergent Gasoline, power for your everyday driving needs. By Toyota, remind you that it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety. And by Levi's jeans, cords, and shirts for quality and style that you can count on. It's known as the Fabulous Forum. It's in Inglewood, California, and it's a showcase for a show team. The home of the Los Angeles Lakers. They're always there, it seems, when the end of the season rolls around. They are truly one of the best. Hello, everyone. I'm Eddie Doucette. We are out west, and tonight we've got the Kansas City Kings and the Los Angeles Lakers. A little trivia for you. The last time the Kansas City Kings won a ball game here against the Lakers over 9 years ago, 21 games, and on that night, the Lakers, Pat Riley was the leading scorer. He had 30 points. Of course, he's the coach now, and my coach in our USA telecast, the fabulous Steve Jones. Steve, Kansas City and Los Angeles. And I think interesting from the standpoint, you've got the veteran Laker team with a smattering of youth. And, of course, Kansas City, a team that has come along. They've won 7 of the last 10. And look for them possibly to pressure the magicless Laker guards.
Well, certainly everyone's going to think that the weakness in the Laker backcourt is there because there is no Magic Johnson. But if you saw them play San Diego, Michael Cooper, 17 assists, Byron Scott, hey, they didn't need Magic Johnson that night, 120-99.
Look for Kansas City to try and slow the tempo a little bit, even though they do like to run. And as long as they have Larry Drew, they will. But I think that if they can, they'll try and slow the Lakers down. Not always an easy thing to do, and it'll be a good test for Byron Scott here tonight. So it'll be Kareem, and it'll be Magic on the bench, and it'll be Jamaal and the rest. And we'll take a look at some of the key people in this game when we return right after this. The King, a 15-year veteran. He is a 6-time MVP. He has done it all, believe me.
Well, you said it all. I think that the key to Kareem is his dependability. The fact that he comes to play every night. He has that one weapon that always bails the Lakers out whenever they're in trouble, the skyhook. And he just is the most dependable player that the Lakers have had in a long, long time.
And never had a major injury. He's just a beautiful specimen, and he's a pleasure to watch. On the other side, Kansas City with some nice talent. You have to start with Larry Drew. They signed him into a big contract. And I think a very worthwhile adventure for them because this guy is one of the best point guards in the league.
Well, I think that they have discovered that Larry Drew has become the player that they thought he would be. Great foot speed and quickness, has the ability to see the floor. His job is to hit the open man and to knock down the open jump shot, which he does very well.
Particularly strong when he's in a 2-on-2 situation. You have to play him honest. And on the other end of their scoring thrust, look for Eddie Johnson. He's a small forward. He can really fill it up.
You know, that's Cotton Fitzsimmons' very well-kept secret. Eddie Johnson, I can't play a lick. But Eddie has had several ball games at 40-plus already this season. He's averaging 20 points a ball game, does a good job on the offensive and defensive board. Look for him to be involved heavily tonight.
All right, there it is. Those are some of the people you'll be hearing about tonight. We'll tell you more, and there are plenty more to talk about. When we return, we'll have the starting lineups and then our game. The Forum, Inglewood, California, Kansas City, and Los Angeles. It seats 17,505. They're liable to have about 14 here tonight. Let's meet the players for tonight's encounter here at the Forum. And in order to do that, we'll have to go to the PA announcer here at the Forum, Lawrence Tanner.
With a record of 9-10, first introducing the entire roster of the visiting Kansas City Kings. Number 10, now in his 12th pro season from Evansville, Don Boosie. Number 33, now in his 3rd season from Oregon State, Steve Johnson. Number 25 in his 10th pro season from the University of Pittsburgh, Billy Knight. Number 50, his 9th campaign from Southern Illinois, Joe C. Merriweather. Number 40, a rookie from the University of Houston, Larry Michaud. Number 20 in his 2nd year from Kansas State, Ed Neely. And number 2, a rookie from Pepperdine, Dane Suttle. Now the starting lineup this evening for the Kings. At one guard, number 22, now in his 4th year from Missouri, Larry Drew. The other guard is number 42, in his 4th year from Indiana, Mike Woodson. At one forward, number 8, in his 3rd year from Illinois, Eddie Johnson. The other forward is number 53 in his 9th year from Minnesota, Mark Olberding. And at center, number 41, in his 2nd year from Texas, LaSalle Thompson. Trainer for the Kings is Bill Jones. The assistant coach is Frank Hamblin, and the head coach is Cotton Fitzsimmons. With a record of 13-5, the starting lineup of your Los Angeles Lakers. At one guard, number 40, now in his 3rd year from Michigan, Mike McGee. The other guard is number 4, a rookie from Arizona State, Byron Scott. At one forward, number 52, now in his 10th year from UCLA, Jamaal Wilkes. The other forward is number 42 in his 2nd year from North Carolina, James Worthy. And at center, number 33 is the captain in his 15th year from UCLA, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Trainer for the Lakers, Jack Curran. The assistant coaches are Bill Burka and Dave Woe, and the head coach is Pat Riley.
And we are back and just about set to bring you this game between the Kansas City Kings, a team that has won 7 of the last 10. They are red hot. And the Los Angeles Lakers, a team that leads the Pacific Division. The officials, Gary Toon is on the left and Harold Bredemeyer is on the right. These, of course, are substitute officials. And we have no further word to report on what the officials are doing in the discussions with the NBA. Here are our matchups starting. You've got Eddie Johnson against Jamaal Wilkes, Mark Olberding against James Worthy, LaSalle Thompson against Kareem, Drew against Byron Scott, Mike Woodson against Mike McGee. Mike McGee, incidentally, leading the NBA in field goal shooting percentages. There's the King. Hard to believe. 15 years. Remember when he came into the league? And he still gets up and down that floor. He is just a remarkable specimen in terms of the way he keeps himself. Well-tuned athlete.
Well, he's well-tuned, and the Lakers are ready to go. When you talk about a young team, they get out of the gates very quickly. Great pass from Worthy to Mike McGee.
And that's why McGee's field goal shooting percentage is so high. Lots of layups. You look for him, he's all over the offensive boards. If you don't stay on him, you get a lot of offensive rebounds, second efforts. He's a hustler, a real scrambler, a pleasure to watch. Woodson has been hurt. Flashing middle of Sal Thompson. Big, strong kid. He'll go after everything. Here come the Lakers. Byron Scott, rookie from Arizona State, came over here in the trade with San Diego. McGee into the hole. Worthy, they want him to start looking to the basket more. Ideally, Worthy probably would be more suited to a small forward position where he can get out and run. Playing the big forward right now. On the thrust through the middle that time, knocked away the attempt by Larry Drew.
You talk about teams looking for penetration. Larry Drew's going to try to find some at every chance that he can. That time the ball is deflected. Kansas City gets the ball out. Woodson from the outside and middle.
Remember, this is a Kansas City team that's not had a lot of success here. And there is Scott on the front end of that Laker break. They can get out and fly. Remember, Kansas City wants to try and slow them down if they can. Although the Kings can do some running, but it really doesn't pay against LA, a team that is just in high gear all the while. On the baseline, Larry Drew just signed the big contract here with the Kings, 6'2" LA.
Well, the problem that Kansas City is going to have is they have a lot of jump shooters. If you miss a jump shot, that's going to allow the Lakers to rebound and run quickly, and we've seen evidence of that very quickly tonight. Nice steal by LaSalle Thompson.
Excellent steal. Out ahead, that's Woodson.
Nice
And Woodson with a reverse, the defensive man trailing on the play, and Woodson, who had surgery on the knee at the very beginning of the season, just before opening day, coming back, and they're working him into the action slowly. He'll play a little here at the beginning of the first period and a little at the beginning of the third, and probably won't be full speed until mid-January. Worthy trying to go to Kareem. Overplayed by Johnson. Knocked away, shot clock down to 5. Scott. Kareem. And it's 8-4, Los Angeles. Abdul-Jabbar. Over 20,000 points, over 14,000 career rebounds. Just everything you can imagine, he's done it. Except past Chamberlain, and if he averages 19.6 this year for 82 games, he'll do that. The all-time scoring list. Scott dished it off. That's a rookie, folks. And the one good thing that is liable to come out of the Magic Johnson injury is that Byron Scott will have an opportunity to develop under fire. This is a 20-second time. This is not a full timeout. We will stay right here. Each team gets 1 per half, 2 per game, as the Lakers huddle, and now Cotton Fitzsimmons and his assistant coach Frank Hamlin talking to Mike Woodson. There's little Cotton. Good reputation, being one of the best coaches in the NBA. This game is being brought to you with the express written consent of the National Basketball Association. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures and accounts of this game without the express written permission of the NBA or the USA Network is prohibited. Lakers 10, Kings 4.
Well, you're on a fast break. Slow down here for a minute. I'll tell you what Kansas City's got to do. They got to apply more pressure on the basketball. If they cannot stop the Lakers in the backcourt, they're going to have a tough time the entire evening.
Lakers so far 5 of 6. Good defense creates an offense. Out ahead, and McGee. Cotton thought that McGee shoved the defender away, Larry Drew, and there should have been a foul. No call by the officials. Worthy. Kareem on the follow attempt, can't get it done. Sal Thompson wanted to go deep, couldn't. Thompson is 6'10", about 250. He looks small next to Kareem, though, doesn't he? On the thrust, we've got a foul out on the forecourt. That's Woodson. Woodson loves to roam that baseline, and he'll take it in the crowd. You've got to trail him all the way through. You cannot let him go unattended. He's an active player.
Well, they had Birdsong, and they found Mike Woodson to fill that same role, the player that plays without the ball. That's the guy that Cotton Fitzsimmons likes to have in a number 2 guard position, and Woody does it very well.
That's Olberding. They want him to start looking to the hoop more. He did the other night. He had 25. Came up with a big win over Dallas. There's that little lean-in jumper that time by Larry Drew. He's got 4. 10-6. Los Angeles. Just underway. Our NBA Game of the Week on the USA Network. Worthy, they tried to post him up on Olberding. Steve, in your opinion, James Worthy more effective at the small forward position where he can get out and fly? Do you think he's hindered by playing the bigger forwards?
I don't think that's his problem. I think that he just has not found a way to establish his game. He's trying to do too many things, and that gets him in trouble offensively. He's got a nice turnaround jump shot. If he takes that and uses his quickness on the big guys, he'll have no problems. Wilkes inside.
He does it well. He's done it for so many years. He's made a career out of it. Those little curls, all the little things. Just moving without the ball, and he'll get it done. Nice thrust to the hoop by Drew. He's got tremendous quickness. He's got 6 points. 12-8. Los Angeles. Wilkes. Worthy. Kareem coming down the weak side. Worthy. And again, emphasize the point that Pat Riley indicated, that is they want to get Worthy into the offense more. Get him so that he is making more of a contribution. Olberding on the foul.
All right, we saw an example of it then when he got the ball. A couple of quick fakes. All he had to do was turn around, take a look at Mark Olberding, have a decision to make. Either shoot the little jump shot over him or try to drive by him. Try to make a couple of quick fakes. Fortunately, he got bailed out with the foul. He's on the free throw line. But that has been the problem for James Worthy, particularly since coming back from the injury. And he has not known how to establish his offensive game.
Now they've changed the foul. They've given it to Eddie Johnson. So he's got 1, and the Kings have 2. And it's a 13-8 ball game. Set it up for you. Drew against McGee. Shades him. Tries to force him to the baseline. And we had a foul. And the foul is on Mike McGee. Hand checking and trying to shade him to the baseline where he could get help that time. And the foul called on McGee. He's got 1 of the Lakers now with 2. That's Woodson. Came from Indiana, and Bobby Knight. Boy, he's the key to this team, Pat Riley feels. On the give and go, bad pass by LaSalle Thompson and kicked out of bounds by Woodson. But there was Woodson giving it up, slicing to the hoop, and then kicking it out of bounds on a bad pass.
Well, they have Woodson who can score a bunch of points in a short period of time, and when he's down, they'll come in with Billy Knight, but that's the kind of player that Cotton likes to have around. But I think the primary players are Drew and Eddie Johnson.
And a traveling violation. The reason why they're starting Woodson, normally a 6th man, is that because of the knee injury, they feel by starting him he can get loose ahead of time and he's ready to go. Then they'll bring Knight off the bench. When Woodson is healthy, they'll probably go back to Knight starting, and Woodson is the 6th man. Olberding. He made a nice move to come inside and is fouled on his way to the middle of the lane. And the foul is on Kareem.
Well, we'll see some good defense and some better offense. Now, he gets the baseline shut off, spins inside. Kareem tries to come back to give some help, whacks him across the arm. He doesn't think so, thought he got all ball. Overding will go to the line.
Overding, 6'9", 230, a 9-year man, hard to believe, played 1 year of college ball. He was the Big Ten Player of the Year at the University of Minnesota. Then he came out, went to the ABA, and last year he was with the Chicago Bulls. One of the two areas that they tried to strengthen was rebounding, the power game, and Overding and Larry Michaud, a rookie that played at Houston last year, is supposed to help there. Defense the other area. Scott tries to take it in, and he's fouled on the way inside. And I see so many good qualities in this young guy, Steve. Byron Scott.
Well, you see some of the quickness of Scott. Larry Drew tried to make a steal outside, which put the pressure on Mike Whitson to come over and give the help. Whitson off balance, trying to get there. Scott committed himself to the shot, went up, and he'll go to the free throw line. So for Kansas City, they've successfully gotten the Lakers in a half-court game. That's where you'd like to see them stay. Whitson out of the ball game, Billy Knight in.
Scott, an 83% shooter, missing on the first. Jerry West, who was one of 3 to have his number retired here with the Lakers, looks at this fella and he just says, Eddie, this is going to be a great player. You wait and see. He misses both. Scott, 6'4", got good size, good quickness. He really sees things develop nicely in the open court. And getting a lot of experience with Magic out. Magic will be back mid-January. On the lead in by Eddie Johnson. Nothing. Jamal on the fly. Look at him change up under pressure. Drop lead. Oh, is that nice? Scott handled that beautifully. 15-10, Los Angeles. Here's Larry Drew.
You said you're a prophet.
What did I do now?
Well, Scott making all of those great moves, just like you said. Jerry West told you, and he came right in on time.
Well, we're going to take time. You called it, so did Cotton Fitzsimmons. So it's a timeout with 6:51 to play in the period. Lakers 15, Kansas City 10. We'll pause for a word from our local cable system. Byron Scott, watch this.
Well, you see Kareem looked like he goaltended that ball, but they'll find Byron Scott right in the middle, little side step, quick little pass over to Jamaal Wilkes. That is the Lakers at their best, and that appears to be Byron Scott at his best, and that's what makes you so prophetic, Doucette.
Oh, I just think the guy's going to be a terrific player. I mean, that's looking at these guys for 16 years, once in a while you spot one, right? You saw the numbers right there, and here's the score. Lakers 15 and the Kansas City Kings 10. Pat Riley, youthful coach. That was an interesting statistic we had the last time that the Kings won a game here. Riley was playing for the Lakers and had 30 points on that occasion, and he will be featured incidentally at halftime tonight, so you'll see and hear a little bit more about one of the bright young coaches in the NBA, Pat Riley. On the inbound, Scott, they get pressure backcourt. You've got Drew and Eddie Johnson, and Billy Knight's in the ball game now. LaSalle Thompson and Overding. Knight the only change as Woodson goes out. Thompson overplaying. He's learning. Had a lean rookie year last year. He's come a long way. Save. Overding tries. We have a foul inside. This is a scrambling Kansas City team. Mark Overding.
Well, Kareem upset because that pass was stolen by LaSalle Thompson. The pass just didn't have enough on it, and that allowed Kansas City to get in a breaking situation. Slick little pass inside from Drew to Overding. Larry Drew got that pass in there. Byron Scott trying to make the block. Too late.
Overding, 78% career shooter. Last year the same, 78%. Michael Cooper has come in now for Los Angeles. So Cooper, and Steve told you about the night he had against San Diego the other night. He had a Magic Johnson night. Had all those assists. He had 17 assists along with 11 points. There's Coop, 6-year man from New Mexico. Overding and the Kings trying to draw within 3. They cut it to 4, 15, 11. Wilkes, the King. Who does it better? Down goes Kareem, stunned momentarily. And Jabbar is down on the floor.
Well, they're both down, slow getting up, and it appears that he's hurt his hand, and you know that's going to cause the Lakers a lot of concern. Kansas City should take advantage of the fact that he's vacant. They cannot stop the clock, and they don't. Kareem at the other end, he's going to catch it and score.
That's a game man right there.
That's one thing about an offensive player. No matter how bad you are, if there's another chance to get 2 more, you get up and take the 2 points. He'll be out of there, I guarantee you, but he got this bunny before he left.
The only major injury he's had in his career was a broken hand. It was the right hand, and that's the hand he's holding. You notice he rebounded with the left hand. Now they're going to get Swen Nader in here right now. So Kareem goes out. He's in pain. He does not complain. He's a tough individual. Here's Swen Nader, 8-year man from UCLA, and what a job he has done as part of that trade that sent Nixon to San Diego and brought Nader and Byron Scott to the Lakers. Swen Nader, the most legitimate backup center they've ever had for Kareem here in Los Angeles.
You know, the Lakers and all of their spectators here kind of cringe. There's been a bad rash of bad fingers going around. Bill Walton broke his hand the other night here. Magic Johnson a couple of games before that, and they're hoping that nothing is serious with Kareem. He appears to be all right, but he did pick up that cheap basket. Larry Jude makes it a 6-point game again.
And Drew with 8 points. He is averaging 18 for the year. He's also among the leaders in assists in the NBA with 8.5 a game. 19-13, we'll keep an eye on Kareem. Coop goes back door with a left hand, comes up shy. Drew out ahead of the fly. Billy Knight. From the old ABA days, he's been around a long time. Played at the University of Pittsburgh.
Well, now, that's one thing that the Lakers will allow you to do. Run back after them. So Kansas City, if they want to stay in the ball game, can also look for some cheap breaking opportunities they cashed in that time.
Wilkes to Worthy. Knocked away by Nader. And that is Larry Drew. Traveling Steve Johnson. Steve Johnson also just came in the game. Former #1 draft choice, 6'10", 245. He replaces LaSalle Thompson. Steve Johnson from Oregon State. Set the NC2A field goal shooting percentage record. Nader to Wilkes, and that's Cooper. And Garrett. And so Calvin Garrett, who has been a nice surprise for the Lakers. A little pressure on Pat Riley when they have to reactivate Landis. What will they do with Garrett and Spriggs, two fellas they like very much. Now Garrett on the foul, Billy Knight. 21-15 to score Los Angeles.
McAdoo in the ball game, Worthy out. But the key for Garrett and Spriggs is how well they perform while they still have those uniforms. It would take a look at Billy Knight and Garrett, and you watch the pushing right at the side of your screen between Nader and Steve Johnson. Knight will go to the free throw line.
And that'll put the Kings into a penalty situation, as the Lakers have just committed their 15th foul with 4:38 to play here in the first period.
Josie Merriweather in the ball game. Overding out.
Billy Knight, incidentally, the #1 free throw shooter on the Kansas City Ball Club. Well over 80%. 6'6", 195 pounds. 21-17, Lakers. 4.5 in the first period. That's Cooper to Wilkes to McAdoo.
Tough shot by Bob McAdoo. Looked like he pushed off with the left hand, but got it to go up and down. 6-point ball game.
No question about his ability to score. 3 straight scoring titles.
Triple team there, and Larry Drew's wide open.
And that's pretty much the strategy when you've got Steve Johnson and Larry Drew in the game at the same time. Johnson, a high percentage shooter. They'll try and double down on him. That's going to leave somebody open on top. Johnson. They go to Eddie Johnson. Sets the screen. Give it to Steve. Weak side McAdoo knocked it away. Open lane. And a confrontation at High Ridge.
Well, Cotton Fitzsimmons unhappy about the pass, and then even a little bit more upset about the foul. As you'll see the ball swing around right there. Bob McAdoo had plenty of time to come over and knock it loose. Now McAdoo is thinking foul all the way. Looks over Steve Johnson. Knows he's going to get some contact. Just puts it out there in the left hand and waits for the contact. Misses his first free throw.
The Lakers only 1 for 5 at the line. Coming in, they were a 74% free throw shooting team. Just fair. Conversely, the Kings 78% at the line. A couple of good ones. Drew and Knight. Johnson. Josie Merriweather, who just came in. He's 6'10", been around a long time. Eddie Johnson. And Josie on the turn miss. And a loose ball foul.
The penalty situation now for the Los Angeles Lakers. 15 foul. They should be shooting some free throws as Josie Merriweather coming over the top. Nice little hook by Steve Johnson, and you'll see Josie coming over the top. Bob McAdoo back at the line.
So McAdoo on the Josie foul, and now both teams are over the limit. McAdoo with a little jump for his free throw. 6'10", 225. And the versatility of the Lakers with a McAdoo who can play actually all three frontline positions. He'll back up at center and also play over on the strong side and occasionally on the small forward side.
Well, the name of his game is have jump shot, will shoot, and it doesn't make any difference what position he's in out there on the floor.
Eddie Johnson.
Merriweather pushed off, didn't get called, and Kansas City can't get a handle on the ball.
Trying to tightrope that baseline, and Garrett out of bounds. Will give it back to the Kings with 3:04 to play here in the period, and a timeout is called. Timeout. Cotton Fitzsimmons, who last year took this Kansas City team to a 45-37 record. Most people consider that a miracle. 26-19 LA, and we'll be right back. And LA now leads that Pacific Division.
Well, LA has been expected to win the division. They're on top. Portland is playing some excellent basketball, and the rest of the division has been up and down. I think the surprise there is Phoenix.
The Midwest Division, Dallas also a surprise. They lost their first game at home last night, but look at that nice percentage they have, that nice record on top, 13-6, and perhaps the most improved team in the Western Conference might be the Utah Jazz.
Well, the Utah Jazz are a thorn for everybody, but both of those teams on top playing some excellent offensive basketball. The surprise there, San Antonio down at the bottom also with a record of 7-14. So Phoenix and San Antonio expected to do well and struggling at this point in the season.
Steve, the word back on Kareem, a bruise to the heel of his right hand. But he's got an able backup. That man there walking outside the picture, that was Swinnator, and there is Kareem. But a bruise to the heel of the right hand. Mitch Kupchak, what a story that is. Just to the right of Kareem, to the left of your screen. There he is right there. Now Kareem pointing it out. Now Kupchak ought to know a little bit about injuries. He hasn't played in 2 years. Talk about a serious injury. He's ready to play now. That was Eddie Johnson.
Cotton Fitzsimmons, realizing Eddie Johnson had not been involved with the game at the offensive end, ran a play specifically for him, and he makes it a 5-point ball game.
He's their leading scorer at 21-7. They've got to get him into the offensive flow. McAdoo trying to go to Nader. Knocked away. Here come the Kings. They can run.
Kings cannot get a handle on the ball. They had a chance to come up with an easy hoop on a follow, and they just couldn't grab it, and the Lakers run.
There's another color they can run. Joe C. Merriweather, always among the leaders in blocks. And he knocks it out of bounds. Now Nader and Steve Johnson are shoving pretty good inside.
You see Cooper coming all the way over. Josie Merriweather, who has the ability to knock balls back, knocked that one down, and Cooper makes the steal on the live play.
Eddie Johnson's attempted pass. Cooper, he'll steal you a few. McAdoo. Knocked away. Worthy couldn't hang on. This is Billy Knight. Last year, the captain of the Indiana Pacers came over in an early season deal.
Real nice pass from Eddie Johnson to Josie Merriweather, but it caught Merriweather by surprise. Now, Johnson and Nader are locked up in there. I'm sure we're going to get a substitution by Cotton Fitzsimmons to get Steve Johnson out, let him cool off for a few minutes.
Kings with 6 turnovers in the game, Steve, and now the Lakers with 4. Those are important. They can mean mistakes, which could result in baskets. It's Worthy trying to get into the offense. With a series of moves inside, but really nowhere to go. Almost to the point where he's thinking so much about shooting it now, he's forgetting about everyone else.
Well, all he had to do was turn around and shoot, and he made 3 moves before he got it off. Good position for Josie, but the ball won't fall, so Kansas City having trouble shooting the ball. Good run by the Lakers. They missed the layup.
Overlay, and a loose ball foul is called inside.
For the Kings, Mark Overton replacing Eddie Johnson.
And the foul is called against Steve Johnson.
33.
That's right. Steve Johnson gets the foul. Cotton Fitzsimmons does not like the call all that well. 26-21 with 1 minute, 28 seconds to play here in the first period. Swin Nader, been around a long time, 6'11". He's averaging 8'2". He's a better free throw shooter than that. Not that time he wasn't. 4 for 9, the Lakers.
I won't say anything.
Oh, he really is. I mean, if you watch the guy in his backyard, of course, that's a little bit different, right? I mean, there's nobody putting pressure on him except little old me. 27-21 is the score now with 1:23 to play here in the first period. Drew, Merriweather, they slow it up, go to their half-court offense. Overton is back in. Now we have another whistle on a foul.
I thought Overton would come in and get Steve Johnson out because they'd gotten into a heated confrontation with Swin Nader, but he stays in. Overton replacing Eddie Johnson.
And the penalty situation has been in now, both sides for a while. So at the line will go Johnson on the Swen Nader foul. I mentioned to you, shoving a little bit. This time the officials made the call. In the event you weren't aware, Johnson is 11-point average. Magic Johnson, the Lakers, is the thrust behind their club, dislocated the right index finger and will be gone till mid-January. Averaging about 18 a game, 8 rebounds a game, 15 assists per game. He's on a record pace. That's a big loss, but they've got a lot of talent and they're able to fill the void, at least for a while. 27-22 now. Worthy backdoor. They were fronting Worthy. They gave him the long lob. He slipped behind his man, backdoor for 2. Larry Drew starts. There was a high pick by Steve Johnson. They were looking for the pick and roll and trying to reach in that time to break up the play. I believe that foul was on Swen Nader.
Now Johnson comes out of the ball game. LaSalle Thompson starting center back in. Larry Drew goes to the free throw line. Been a bunch of calls here in about the last 3 minutes. Slowed the pace of the game down.
Now they've charged the foul to Michael Cooper, his first, but again, both teams over the limit. And at the line is Drew. He has 11 points here in the first period. Here's his point per game average. 11 tonight. Kansas City, a team that with a win tonight would put him at 10-10 after a drastic 2-7 start. And a lot of folks feel much of that due to the fact that they lost Woodson. Had to adjust. Now he's back and they've won 7 of 10. McAdoo. Played by Merriweather. Back to Garrett. Tough shot. Air special right into the hands of Billy Knight. Comes up under control. Spector didn't get wild. Drew on a LaSalle Thompson screen. He just came back in the game. And he hit it. So Thompson, one of a handful of players that had more rebounds per game than points scored last year, and has improved considerably since then. It's his first 2 points of the night. There's Mark Olverding, big, strong guy. We've seen him before in San Antonio.
Well, Olverding plays a physical game, and this will be a good test for James Worthy inside to see if he can use his quickness and jumping ability against a muscle man.
29-26. Working it down to the final seconds of the first period. McAdoo goes up a little earlier than he wanted to, but he hit the shot and then draws the foul. The Kings know they must stay close. They cannot allow the Lakers to get too far in front.
Now Cotton over there in a 3-piece suit, and it's the black one doing a lot of preaching over there to the officials. McAdoo getting away, got up. Cotton didn't think he got enough of the arm to get this 3-point play, but McAdoo will take it, and that gives him 8 points coming off the bench.
He looks like a preacher now. Let's hope he doesn't have to act like an Undertaker later. He's got that dark suit on tonight. 32-26, LA. 3 seconds. Drew did a good job getting it away, and that's the end of the first period. So we played one at the fabulous Forum, and it's the Lakers 32 and the Kansas City Kings 26. Kupchak and the Lakers around Pat Riley, and we'll return for second period action in just a minute. The Forum in Inglewood, California, right next to Hollywood Park and so many other great attractions here in this exciting city. Eddie Doucette, Steve Jones, and the Laker girls are on the floor now doing their Michael Jackson impersonation. Kareem's enjoying it. He's back, and evidently the hand, the bruise in the first period, seems to have responded. Big guy is rebuilding his home, Steve. Building an Italian villa on the same lot you recall his home burned down last January. First period statistics, Kings 40%, Lakers 54%, and on the free throw shooting, interesting.
Well, it's a flip-flop, but I think if the Kings had been able to convert some of those easier opportunities they had inside, they'd be perhaps a tie ball game. They're only down by 6 now, 32-26 as we get the second period underway.
Into the hands of Kareem on the save. Lakers with a pretty good defensive effort there. Cooper trying to go to Worthy, knocked away by Larry Drew. So Mike McGee, Michael Cooper, James Worthy, Bob McAdoo, and Abdul-Jabbar. The Lakers, Olverding, Josie Merriweather, Steve Johnson, Larry Drew, and Billy Knight in there for Kansas City. Knight is 6'6" guard. He can play the small forward also. Cooper. Good size. Excellent defensive player. Worthy. Shot clock down to 12. Plenty of time. McAdoo. And on the screen by McGee, he actually took 2 of the Kings out of there. And the shot wouldn't fall. Here's Drew. Oh, what a quick change of pace.
Nice block by James Worthy on the other side, but the ball was deflected right to Josie Merriweather, and he gets the first 2 points of the ball game.
Larry Drew, that might be one of the best deals any team has ever made. They gave up 2 number 2 picks to Detroit to get him. He's got that rare ability to do everything you ask for a point guard. Smart, great quickness. James Worthy. 34-28, Los Angeles now.
Now this is a good defensive move by the Lakers. Keep the ball out of Larry Drew's hands so they send Cooper down, make Billy Knight handle the ball, see how slow they are in getting into the offensive set now.
Billy Knight, 10-year man, 17-1 last year at Indiana. Olverding. Joe C. Started out with Houston, Atlanta. Been around a while. Cotton rotates his big men pretty well. Good coach, Cotton. McGee. What a transformation he has made. 3-year man. Played very little first year. Not much more last year. This year he's a starter. And he has 6 points. Always around the action. Like McGee.
Great offensive player. At Michigan, you find offensive players around the ball. As Drew comes from the outside to give him 14.
How about the pick by Olverding? Who's got the big night going, and Olverding with a crushing screen that time. That's what he does well. He's a Kurt Rambis type player, very reliable. Bang you around, do all the dirty work.
Worthy again, shooting the ball a little bit quicker than he had to. Missed it, but Bob McAdoo right on top of that. McAdoo has 10 in the ball game, all of them off the bench.
McAdoo just about a point a minute, at least it seems that way. And he's more effective coming off the bench this stage of his career. Well, last year when he had to start, not quite the same player. Gets warm quickly, does a good job. Knight, like the defense. Worthy, McGee. Well, I asked Cotton Fitzsimmons what he planned on doing with McGee, and they said, well, we're just playing. In the back of my mind, I knew that McGee is a man you got to watch all the time, with both eyes and that eye in the middle of your head as well. He is all over the floor. All right, Lakers have opened up a 10-point lead, 40-30 over Kansas City. We'll pause now for a word from our local cable system.
Well, he'll make Cotton Fitzsimmons have 3 eyes by the time he gets through. Good defensive play allows the Lakers to run. Mike McGee is the type of player that likes to get out and finish the play. A finisher, he has 8 points so far in the ball game, 4 and 4 in his short period of time out on the floor.
On the other side, Kansas City getting altogether too much production, and I don't want to make this sound like it's negative because he's doing a great job, and that is Drew, 14 points. But what it says is that they've got other people that got to get into the flow, and that is Eddie Johnson's got to score more. Billy Knight, that's why he's out there. They're trailing by 10 points right now, and Drew has been the main man with 10 of their 24 shots so far.
The Lakers have had opportunities, and I think with Larry Drew, he's the player that's keeping them close right now. They're within 10 points, and that's respectable as Olverding goes down the lane, lays it up against the defensive screen.
Veteran move by Olverding. He had one man hanging on a hip, so the right side was open, and he took it in and laid it in. 40-32, Los Angeles. And an offensive foul.
Offensive foul number 40.
Mike McGee gets the offensive foul. Abdul-Jabbar setting up down at the defensive end. The Kings will probably start their center up high all the time, try and draw Kareem out of the hole. Keep him away from the basket. Eddie Johnson. Steve Johnson.
Shot clock, and he gets a good move against the shot clock, diving back in underneath. He's a very good offensive player. Problem for him throughout his career has been fouls, which has limited that offensive production.
Kings have out-rebounded the Lakers so far at this point by 1, 13-12. McAdoo, love jam, had to switch up on him. Johnson now has Olverding on a mismatch. Kareem. And underneath, the Lakers still alive. There's McGee again, rejected the foul. Well, the Lakers spotted that switch, the mismatch, tried to take advantage, and eventually they get the call on the foul on the attempt by McGee inside.
Well, second opportunities, and you'll see Steve Johnson swats that ball away. That's what gets him on the bench. Cotton Fitzsimmons unhappy about that. If you're going to hit the ball, don't knock it back to the opposition. Right back to McGee. He challenges. Johnson fouls. Bob McAdoo out of the ball game. Mitch Kupchak in.
And everybody pulling for him. He had 14 minutes the last game. This is his 8th year in North Carolina. Signed a big contract and has not been able to deliver. Got off to a tremendous start 2 years ago and then went crushing to the floor with that bad knee injury. And he has at times had a hard time walking. He might even run a little better than he walks now. Terrible, terrible injury. He's come back nicely. Larry Drew.
Eddie Johnson asking for the ball, but they go the other way, and they'll come inside to LaSalle Thompson. Nice shot.
Turned out well, but it might have been a bad decision the way it was set up. Johnson had a one-on-one post-up situation, and they reversed it into traffic. Oh, what a pass. Jamaal Wilkes. 6 points for Jamaal. Cooper with a tremendous pass. Drew.
Tough pass by Larry Drew inside the LaSalle Thompson. Got Kareem off his feet, got a little bit of contact, and he's going to have a chance for a three-point play. Larry Drew, a little bit of a magician inside because he had no one to get that ball to. Found LaSalle Thompson at the last minute, got him up in the air, and he'll shoot some free throws. We have a timeout.
Timeout with 7:44 in the half. Remember, at halftime tonight, we'll have an interview with Larry Drew and a feature with Pat Riley. So we've got lots of entertainment for you here at the Forum tonight. The Lakers 42, Kansas City is closed within 4, 38. Exciting game for you, NBA on USA. At halftime, we talked about what we would have for you. Here it is again. Steve talks with Larry Drew, bright young guard for the Kings. Pat Riley, a feature on him, very interesting human being. And we'll have highlights and statistics. Right now, we've got highlights for you in the personage of the Kansas City Kings. They've come up nicely. They've outscored LA 8-2 in the last 1 and 40. 1 minute and 40 seconds, and they have overcome that 10-point deficit and have a chance to cut it even further with LaSalle Thompson at the line.
Well, LaSalle Thompson showing the ability to stay around the basket and use his strength. Got that one up in the air, and he has a chance for a three-point play. So he's been effective since coming back in the ball game for Steve Johnson.
LaSalle Thompson, a real digger. He'll go after everything. He's done a nice job here tonight with 7 points so far.
Don Boosie's in the ball game, noted to be a defensive player and doesn't have the quickness of Larry Drew as Kareem rolls inside. We'll see if they pressure Boosie with the ball.
Boosie pushes it up quickly, and then they swing it out on top. There's Woodson. Oh, they play him nicely. They overplayed the left-hand move. LaSalle Thompson and Kareem inside. Look at him swing the arms and the elbow. And they'll give it back now to Kansas City. And that'll be the third foul on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Well, I don't know. I think probably it was a good call if you understand the letters of the rule in the book. They have to call this one.
Well, the game gets physical, and this time Kareem wanted to make sure that he holds this rebound as LaSalle Thompson reached in, and the elbows were out. That's where the foul was called. It's almost an automatic call. The crowd doesn't like it, neither does Kareem. Woodson from the outside, Kupchak with a rebound.
And he looks to outlet and does Cooper. In the middle on the break, Wilkes in the left wing. 46-39. So the Lakers starting to put it to the floorboard again.
Well, they've got a slower backcourt. They'll try to pressure, cause the ball to come up from the outside and look for every running opportunity.
Kings like to set those high picks all over the floor. Woodson in the crowd. And Cooper on the foul call. 46-39, Lakers.
Mike Woodson trying to break free of the pressure from Michael Cooper. Goes, looks like he gets a little bit off balance. All of the Lakers upset about this call. And we have another call here. Maybe a change.
And they call the foul on Woodson. And Cotton Fitzsimmons was all the way down the other end of the floor. And now Fitzsimmons going right at the official. There he is. What a fun little guy. He's been the coach of the year in this league.
Guarantee you there's no fun coming out of that mouth right now.
Not too many reverend-like words coming out of that right now. Knocked out of bounds. 46-39, LaSalle Thompson.
Good drive by McGee. Better block by LaSalle Thompson. Lakers got 10 seconds to get the ball up and down.
Kupchak sets the screen for Cooper down to Kareem.
Nice steal by Boosie.
Away for Boosie. He's been an all-team performer 4 times in his NBA career. Overding, strong to the basket. And foul coming down. And they're going to try and run when Kupchak is in the game because they feel that they've got to see if he can run on that leg.
Well, it's a good play. Overding just running hard, and he gets a wide open opportunity. Kupchak was well back in the flow. Kareem was the last player back, and Overding had beat him down. That allowed them to get the 5-on-4 situation. Overding didn't get the layup and misses the first half of the free throw.
78% career, as I mentioned. 5 points going for him tonight. Overding says you can play some finesse basketball during the season, but when it comes to playoff time, you want somebody to give you some power. Now a technical foul called on Cotton.
There it is.
Technical foul. Cotton was kind of talking out of the side of his mouth there, giving a few shots. The officials on the way by.
And Cotton's not through because now he's going over and talking to the PA announcer, Lawrence Tanner, and say, now get the technical foul right. Don't announce it on me if it isn't on me. So now they're going to call the official over, find out who the technical is on. Wilkes missing the technical foul.
We'll find out for sure. Was it on Cotton or was it on the bench? Cotton says, hey, don't embarrass me if it wasn't on me. Those are some hard looks. See it, Cotton. You're right, Cotton.
Well, see, Cotton is going to have a lot more to say in this ball game, and if that technical's on him, that conversation is going to be cut very short, and he'll be out of here.
46-40. And Thompson reaching over the back, committing a foul on Kareem. Kareem is not happy. He feels as if there have been some calls that haven't been quite right. Here's Thompson, played at the University of Texas. #1 pick for the Kings 2 years ago, 5th overall. Wilkes, and there's a foul. And that's Thompson stepping out. And so that's number 2 on him. That's number 3 on the Kings here in the second period.
Well, I think that, you know, Kansas City has been playing close in this ball game, and they've been playing a physical ball game against the Lakers, and they felt that they've gotten some bad calls, but they can't let the officiating affect their game. The Lakers are going to run at them. They're going to have to make the transition. They're going to have to stop the ball out high.
They've hurt themselves at the line, though, Steve. They're only 7 for 15. The Kings so far 12 for 15. You get the opportunities, you make the breaks at the line. Kupchak and Wilkes, along with Kareem in the front line. John Boosie brings it up and over now. On the give and go, tries to cut to the hoop. Thompson on a bad pass. Wilkes to McGee. And there he is again. There's that sense that McGee has, that knack for knowing where to go.
Hey, yeah, the other end.
Well, yeah, but you know what? He's always there, though, isn't he? 50-40, 10-point Laker lead. Kings had closed it down. It was 10 before. Then they cut it down to where they could breathe, and then suddenly now the Lakers have opened it up again. Boosie, good three-point shooter, in and out. He missed the three-pointer. Thompson, and then Kareem with a rebound. That's Michael Cooper. Boosie will usually come in to spell Larry Green. Last year he played at Portland.
Too deep.
You're right. Little left-hand hook. 52-40, biggest Laker lead, 12. 10 points for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's that high pick. Looks for the pick and roll. Thompson a little slow getting to the spot. And a foul call. They double down on the baseline on Woodson. Cooper and Kareem dropping over to cover Woodson on the back door.
Now notice the problem that Kansas City has getting into their offense without the quickness of Drew, and that's where Drew has been so effective for them. They get the ball out on the side, 4:56 to go. Second period of play. Johnson, three-pointer.
He's got it. Eddie Johnson. Fine scoring threat for the Kings. Three-point shooter Eddie Johnson, 25%. He's now 3 for 9 for the year. 25%, so he's 33% now. Wilkes.
Mike McGee.
There he is again, Steve.
Kupchak.
And Kupchak. Boy, the Lakers are battling now. The crowd loves it.
Well, I think what the crowd appreciates is the fact that the Lakers are keeping the ball alive. First it was Mike McGee going up, getting the ball, turning around, putting it up, then Kupchak coming in, and anything that Mitch Kupchak does, they're going to feel it's going to be a bonus. The crowd is really going to respond to him. LaSalle Thompson picks up his third personal foul, 14 for Kansas City.
And they make a change. As Billy Knight comes back in the ball game, Josie Merriweather replaces LaSalle Thompson. Billy Knight in the game also, and will fade away. Jamaal Wilkes. Wilkes with 12. He can score. You got to stay on him. Opportunistic, averaging 18 a game. Boosie. And he'll go to the line.
They need Boosie to do more of that. Put some pressure on the defense. McGee trying to overplay. Boosie spins around inside, knows he has an advantage, goes up. McGee gets him a little bump from behind. Boosie a good free throw, have a chance to complete a three-point play. 80%
career, 5.1 average this year. 12-year man from Evansville, 6'4", 195. He once led the NBA in assists and steals. That was in '77. The All-Star team that year also. led the league in three-point shots in 1982. 73 made three-pointers. There's Kareem. Amidst all that confusion on the miss, Olberding. Boosie. Back to Billy Knight. Joe C.
Ball movement by the Kings that time. Joe C. Merriweather comes up with his fourth point. Pat Riley wants to take a timeout, have a conversation about making the transition from offense to defense.
So a 20-second timeout here for the Lakers.
Billy Knight looking like he wants that jump shot, then seeing Joe C. on the baseline. Powered by Joe C. over the top. Bring this one right into your living room as Billy Knight comes down, finds him right on the baseline and right over the top. Nice move by Joe C.
So Merriweather, as I mentioned, been around 9 years now. He can play the center and the big forward position. Played for 5 NBA teams. Leads their club in block shots. Don Boosie coming out. And the Lakers, who have been in command all the way, but the Kings have cut the gap, and now they've closed to within 6 with 3:49 to play here tonight. NBA Coach of the Year in 78. Cotton Fitzsimmons. Just his wife is bad. Always pleasant.
You like him because he's about the same size you are.
Well, as a matter of fact, I can post him up though. I don't even look down on him every now and then. Kareem.
We have not seen many of those because Kareem has been so deep, and Joe C. Merriweather does a good job of pushing him out, and Kansas City gets the rebound.
Backdoor Boosie. On top tonight. Swing it well. Eddie Johnson just back in. And Kupchak trying to get the rebound. And down hard he goes. Oh, he's a banger.
Well, Kupchak and Olberding both played the same sort of game, and that time Kupchak had the good position. Olberding shut him. He went down, and he'll go to the free throw line, so that's going to keep McAdoo at the scorer's table.
Team foul 5 for Kansas City with 3:15 to play in the half. Calvin Garrett will come back in again. Calvin Garrett will relieve Mike McGee. Garrett, 6'7", 195. They want to take a good look at him. He played at Oral Roberts and has been with a couple of ball clubs, also in the CBA.
One thing that Riley has done tonight, and it appears that he wants to do this, is keep all of his players fresh, allowing them to run, perhaps keep some defensive pressure on at a three-quarter court, come up with some steals.
Played at North Carolina, did Kupchak. 14.3 the last full year was his average. He was injured in 1981, 2 years ago in December. 2 years ago today. And Eddie Johnson, good. He'll go to the line.
Olberding just knocked down his own man, Dr. Boosie down there. Olberding's knocking anything down on his back, as you'll see. Good post-up position here by Eddie Johnson. We talk about it many, many times. Anytime a player gets down this deep, nothing good is going to happen for the defense. The ball goes in. He gets fouled. He's at the free throw line. Could make it a 4-point game.
Olberding's kind of like a big St. Bernard, isn't he? Just kind of knock things around.
Well, St. Bernard's are nice. He's mean.
Well, they know that too, There's a foul called on Don Boosie back here in the backcourt. With the penalty in, now they'll go to the other end. There used to be a time a few years ago when that backcourt foul was 2 shots automatically. They don't have it that way. You have to wait till the penalty's in to bring him down now. And so Cooper will go to the line. Both teams over the limit. And the Lakers with a 4-point lead, 55-51. Cooper from New Mexico.
Shooting right around 82.5% from the free throw line, so these should be gifts for him. Bob McAdoo replacing Mitch Kupchak. Kupchak having a long conversation with Pat Riley right now.
57-51. Overdue Kupchak's minutes. He'll get his chance. In fact, you're very close to perhaps even starting him, according to Pat Riley. Maybe a little premature yet. That's Joe Merriweather. Joe C., Southern Illinois University. He's got 6.
Since the outset of the ball game, and with only a spurt there in the second period, they have kept the Los Angeles Lakers in a half-court game, and that's been effective for them. Kareem inside.
Way up to get it was Olberding, coming in from the weak side. To Boosie, baseline.
Billy Knight.
And Knight with 6 off the bench. And you see, they have to get more scoring from other people beside Larry Drew, and they're doing that now. They've gone within 2. That's been very important to them.
Kareem way too deep that time. Spins right around Joe C. Merriweather, and the Lakers go back up by 4.
tell you, Steve, he is as active, as frisky as he was 10 years ago. He looks like he's got a lot off his mind. Playing very well, very actively. Here's your high pick, Merriweather. Tries to pick and roll. Nobody picks him up. Now Garrett on a switch. Kareem has to get down and over there quickly, and does, but Josie hit it anyway.
Josie, since he took that dunk shot, has been on a roll. He's got 8 points here in the period. 2 back-to-back jump shots for him. 2-point ball game.
59-57 is the score. Los Angeles, we're down to the final minute and 30 of the first half. McAdoo, they double him up. Back to Cooper. Wilkes. And a loose ball. Ball against Kansas City. Nope. Well, they call it on Calvin Garrett. Here's Matt Riley. Riley will be featured at halftime tonight, along with an interview by Steve Jones with Larry Drew. So Oberding will go to the line right here. Mark Oberding. Remember a couple of years ago, Steve, when he was in San Antonio during the playoffs against Seattle, when he had that real bad ankle, and how gamely he struggled, dragged that thing up and down the floor. He did a fabulous job. Showed a lot of courage.
He has a lot of physical courage. He plays a very physical game, and you know, if he's able to get up, he's going to try to play the ball game. 1-point game, 1 or 2 for Oberding.
If he makes both those free throws, it's a tie game. It's a one-pointer, 59-58. The Kings have come back after being down by 12. McAdoo down to 110 in the half.
Kareem bodied all over the place. He wanted a foul. He doesn't get it. Slow making the transition. Here comes Kansas City on the fly.
Kings playing a very physical game, and it's helped Oberding.
Oberding's laying back, allowing them to get in. The defense collapses. He knocks the jump shot down. Kansas City goes on top for the first time tonight.
And now the crowd gets with it. Usually a rather passive crowd here in Los Angeles. Cooper. Jamaal trying to go to Kareem. Kareem wants help, but now they're going to call a foul on Merriweather. No, an illegal defense call? Nope, they're going to call it on Merriweather.
Foul on Mark Oberding, or maybe that's the illegal defensive call on Oberding. He was well off his man, not guarding anybody, trying to come over and get some help for Kareem.
That's what it was. Saw the official give the illegal defensive signal, and that's what it was, illegal defensive call.
Notice how calm Cotton is now that he's on top.
Kareem battling Merriweather. And now Wilkes open, takes it to the hole. Merriweather did not react for fear that had he left Kareem, Wilkes would have dished it off. The value of the Lakers and the intelligence that they play with. They're so smart when they see things develop on the floor. Boosie now will work it down for the final shot, and his club trails by 1. They've really done a nice job coming back. 3-pointer, way off. With 3 seconds remaining, the Lakers will not get the last shot, and they take a 1-point lead to the dressing room at halftime. Led by 12, have come back and trail by 1. Good comeback by Kansas City. Cotton will take his troops their way, and Pat Riley will go their way. We'll have some interesting features when we return to Los Angeles. McGee, they'll have James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Jamaal Wilkes on the front line. LaSalle Thompson, the big 6'10" second-year man, will be in there in the middle of the Kings. Eddie Johnson. They'll also have Mike Woodson and Larry Drew along with Oberding. And Woodson in there playing again. Remember, coming back off the knee surgery at the beginning of the season. They want to take it real slow with him. He's capable of giving you 18 to 20 a game. Drew, great quick. Oh, he's a nice player. 62-61. And the Kings again go on top.
He's going to keep shooting until somebody guards him. Great penetration that time, and some pretty good defensive work against Byron Scott down here.
On the cut, there's the big man. Kareem, a good passer. And he looked back to the weak side, the man cutting down the lane, and it was knocked away by Kansas City.
Now that ball was pretty stiff, and it bounced off of the Lakers' hands, and so Kansas City gets the ball back. Larry Drew on the same side he penetrated from last time.
Give credit to Kansas City's defense. Very aware. Knocked away on the attempt by Johnson, inside by Jamaal. That's McGee. Jamaal. Nice pass. Byron Scott. Oh, they get out and fill the lane so well. Their position on the floor was flawless on that effort.
Well, McGee got the ball in the middle, which gave him a classic 3-on-2 position, and he dumped it off to Scott. Good pass. There he is again. Larry Drew, same type of penetration. And he'll go to the
64-63. Byron Scott gets the foul. That's number 3 on Scott.
Are they going to call a goaltending as Larry Drew comes in, and they come up and they say that he got that ball before it had a chance to come down. Looked like he didn't have any chance to reach the hoop that time. So Drew has a chance for a 3-point play, doesn't get it. Overding with the rebound.
They get 4 out of it right here if Woodson hits. No. And McGee inside. McGee at 6'5" will get up there and battle those big fellas in the land of the Giants. Byron Scott.
Kareem has the position he wants. Let's see if they give him the basketball.
Big guy, backdoor give and go. In a crowd. And Scott made it work. Yep, he's going to be good. They sat him down a lot of the first half. Got a chance to watch and hopefully learn as far as Riley is concerned. Jamaal Wilkes. Kareem lays back, catches a breather. Now he'll come down if they set up a half-court game. Nope, he will not. Worthy will take it to the rack.
After shot that Worthy could have taken right there, got a little bit closer and had to take a tougher try. Missed it, and Kansas City's coming in a hurry.
Is Worthy running well, Steve?
He's not running that poorly. I just think that Worthy is having a lot of problems figuring out what to do. He seems to be able to get up and down the floor as well as he did a year ago.
66-65. The Kings now have gone back on top. There's McGee. That's why he shoots that high percentage, as we told you before. He's always around the basket. Very smart play. Learning how to play some defense. Try and overplay Drew, keep him on the sideline, check into the backdoor where they get help. Drew on top. The biggest concern about him is to try and prevent him from penetrating.
Well, if you use that sideline as an extra man, you know he can't go out of bounds. So you try to keep him over there and not allow him to spin back in the middle where not only will he create some problems, but he'll also have a chance to dish that ball off.
They've done a nice job, the Lakers have, of controlling Eddie Johnson so far. If he gets hot, there could be some problems. He's got 8 points so far here tonight. Jamaal against Johnson, open court left. Coming out on top, here's your steal, Woodson. Remember him when he played for Bobby Knight in Indiana, and in his senior year had that herniated disc in the surgery. A lot of people felt his career was over. Courageous comeback. Finished the year with Indiana and has come on to be a nice-looking pro. And we have a timeout call by Los Angeles as the Kings have gone ahead by 1. So Kansas City has gone ahead by 1 here, 68-67, and a nice-looking ball game we had. We'll return to the Forum right after this. Madison Square Garden in New York, USA presents a full card of boxing. First, a 10-round lightweight fight between Juan Ramon Cruz and Carlos Santana. Then, a 10-round welterweight bout between James McGirt and Chichi Hernandez. Friday night boxing on USA. It's a knockout. 68-67 here. Somebody trying to deliver the knockout punch. But so far, Kansas City hanging right in there. Other NBA action tonight. The Suns, 120-97 over the Knicks. Little pressure on John McLeod down there, I understand. The drive missed by Jamaal. Off they come, Eddie Johnson.
Well, we've seen Kansas City run and get 2 breakaways in a row, so Pat Riley's going to make some defensive adjustments.
And that means Cooper. And a reach-around foul by Larry Drew. So they get Cooper in the ball game. Byron Scott will come out. He'll have a chance to learn a little bit. Don't want to let him get too discouraged because he is their point man of the future here. Jamaal. Close quarters, put it in. Woodson with it. Johnson, open court. They want to try and get Johnson to put the ball down on the floor. They feel he is mistake prone, and he did right there.
And he wasn't looking at the hoop. I think whenever Eddie Johnson is trying to score, he doesn't make mistakes. He was trying to get the ball back out, didn't have anybody to pass the ball to, got caught with it. Lakers have possession now. Worthy's got to make that shot.
Ooh, look, that's got to be a goaltend, yes. Carried it in with a left hand that time with a running left-hand hook. Look at how strong he is on this move.
Now you see how much room Overding's giving him. He gets a good, strong, quick move to get in there, and you see LaSalle Thompson come away, knock that away to get the goaltend. Worthy goes to the line, has a chance for a 3-point play. Lakers on top by 1 now.
Not a good decision by LaSalle. That ball was on the way down. They give him the 2 on the goaltend and the 3-pointer here, and it's good. Worthy playing stronger tonight than I have seen him on about 4 or 5 other occasions this season. coming back after that serious knee or leg problem he had with the surgery, the pins inserted. He's been a little cautious about the way he's run on the leg. A lot of trepidation. You can understand that. Cooper almost stealed by Drew. Cooper trying to draw the foul. Slows down and backs into his man. McGee goaltending again. It's the third goaltend we've had here in this half.
Well, the one thing about a player like LaSalle Thompson, as long as he continues to go after these balls, eventually they're going to think that he's making a block, and he's going to get a few of those that have been called goaltends.
See, I really feel that if you're going to beat Los Angeles, you've got to be very aware of Cooper on the offensive boards. He's always on the boards, always where the action is. He gets all the little easy shots, but that's a credit to his ability to get to the open spot. Now you've got a foul here in the forecourt. Worthy really starting to double up on the ball, swarm the ball. 4-point Laker lead.
Not good pressure by Worthy this time. Overton faking the shot, but he didn't have to come off his feet.
Pivot screen, look for the pick and roll. Overton tied up, Thompson on the miss. And out of bounds.
Overton knocked it over the top. Lakers will get it back. 7:26 to go here in the third period of play.
Something to keep in the back of your mind. The Lakers are 11-0. 11-0 when they have led the game at the half. Not a good sign for the Kings. Lakers had a 1-point lead at halftime. They're 11-1 when they lead after 3. Just put it in the computer and think about it later on. Overding. Larry Drew with Woodson ahead on the left, didn't see him. That's Overding. Strong kid. State of Minnesota. Thompson trying to set up inside. Overding posting up on Kareem. Woodson blocked by Cooper. And now Overding and Kareem start shoving a little bit.
You know, Overding is going to lock up with everybody, and the problem for him is that he gets his head locked up in Kareem's arm because he's so much smaller. Trying to get around to get the good rebound position. Mike Woodson will go to the free throw line.
That's Cooper's 4th personal foul, his 3rd for his Laker teammates. So Cooper with 4 fouls now and 6:53 remaining here in the third period. And Mike Woodson at the line. Nice young man, #1 draft choice. Over there in New Jersey for a while. Here's Worthy. McGee. Worthy trying to post up on Overding.
If you were to say, where did they miss Magic Johnson, would be in a half-court situation when they're trying to get the ball to people when they can do something with it. If you watch them set up, you'll see a very slow Laker team as Wilkes drives inside and draws the fouls, but Kareem busted across the middle, asked for the ball, didn't get it. Then Worthy thought he had post-up position, didn't get it, and Wilkes finally went on his own. Had Magic Johnson been there, the ball would have been delivered where a player could do something with it. We see Overding lead with 4 personals. Josie Merriweather, who had an excellent second period in with 8 points.
Well, we're talking about a degree of effectiveness. Actually, the teams that have had success against the Lakers have been the ones that have been able to get them into a half-court game. But they are a more effective team when they have Magic in there running their half-court offense. They never really want to slow down to the point where they have to set up that way. They much prefer to run. And the teams like Philadelphia and Milwaukee have had a lot of success with him, controlling him and getting him to the half-court game. It's not an easy thing to do.
Eddie Johnson clears. He had the elbow in the back, pushes off. We take a look at Kurt Rambis, an interesting spectator, and they don't know when he'll be back for some duty.
Not too far from now. Saw him working out at practice today, and he is just about ready to come back. But then they got a numbers problem. What do they do with the rest of the folks? At least until Magic is off the disabled list, they've got a spot, or on the disabled list, but then they've really got themselves a decision to make. Wilkes.
That's where you want to keep the Lakers out on the outside. That ball got nothing. Long pass up. Nice pass. Eddie Johnson doesn't complete his thought. He got fouled, and the Lakers are going to get a chance to run.
And Cotton Fitzsimmons is really giving the officials a little heat. Merriweather trying to go out for the steal. There's Cotton. Used to be the coach of Buffalo, Phoenix. Consultant to the Golden State Warriors, 14 now for Kareem. 78-72. Lakers have gone ahead by 6. Woodson. Going to call another goaltending or what?
Kareem got a piece of that ball. It wasn't going to have a chance to get the hoop. He made a bad decision that time. Tried to get his hand out of the way, but Nick did. So Mike Woodson comes away with the cheap 2 points. He's got 6 in the period, 8 in the ball game.
In the 15 years he's been in the league, he doesn't make many bad decisions, believe me. Another goaltender.
Josie Merriweather this time on Mike McGee rolling inside.
There's LaSalle Thompson, big, strong guy. Put him in the summer league this year, and he improved his game considerably. 80-74, McGee now with 16 points.
Larry Drew ought to take advantage of the fact that Kareem switched out on him, but he picks up his dribble. Now he's got it back. Should be trying to get inside. He's swinging back around again.
Eddie Johnson.
They were trying to take advantage of the LaSalle Thompson mismatch. They come away with nothing.
There's Kareem. Many people criticize him for his lack of rebounding abilities or skills or desire to. He's averaging about 8 rebounds a game. He's such a great finesse player. Rebounding has not been his strength. And that's part of his strength. That little turn-in baby hook. Not quite the sky hook, but a baby hook. 82-74.
It's still up in the sky.
Oh, I'm telling you, he's coming to you from the 5th floor. I guarantee you that. 4:40 to play in the 3rd. Blocking foul. Now McAdoo and Calvin Garrett will come in. Worthy will go out. Michael Cooper will go out. And there's Bob McAdoo. You talk about instant offense. I really think that had the Lakers had a healthy McAdoo and James Worthy in the playoffs last year, I'm not saying you would have seen a different result, but you would have seen a much more competitive LA team. I'm pretty safe in saying that.
No. They were as competitive as they could be. They just ran into a Mack truck in Philadelphia.
I don't think they would have won, but I'm saying they would have made a much better run. 82-76. I think unquestionably Philadelphia was by far the best team. 4:16 to play in the 3rd. Well, we all have our opinions. There's Woodson. Keep laughing, Steve, because when you're laughing, I know everything's going well. 82-76. Garrett is at the line. Garrett was with Houston. Number 3 pick from Oral Roberts. 4-year in the league. He's really never gotten a good shot. He picked a tough team to show his wares, but Matt Riley says, I like what I see. And we're going to give him every opportunity. 84-76. And the Lakers come away. McAdoo, Wilkes, 2-on-2, and a foul.
Well, the man in the 3-piece suit just can't understand how his players can't get a call at one end, and the Lakers get this call right here. Wilkes on the drive. Larry Drew will reach in. Got him across the arm, but they're saying, what about us down at the other end? Wilkes at the free throw line in a close ball game. They have a chance to stretch the lead back to 10 with these 2.
And it's good. Jamaal Wilkes, 10-year man, hard to believe, 10 years out of UCLA. There's the Rookie of the Year, has 3 championship rings, and look at it, 19 points tonight. Last year, 19.6. Consistent? And he's a delightful guy also. 6'8", 190, Wilkes. He's missed 3 games in the last 5 years, so he's also durable. Consistent, durable. Those are the 2 qualities that Pete Rose prides himself.
Ooh. Larry Drew had made an excellent move, reached out to get himself on balance and smacked Mike McGee right in the head. Now watch him turn it back. The hand will come up right there. No, you don't.
Not this time. 3:53 in the 3rd. Lakers by 10. Biggest lead, 12. McAdoo. Look for Kareem. Takes it to the hole. Sweet move. McAdoo still has young legs. Boy, he's playing very well. 13 years in the NBA. And now we're going to have a time. Cotton Fitzsimmons, who looks a lot like Billy Sunday tonight. Look at that outfit. Talk to him, Cotton. 3:33 in the 3rd. Lakers by 12. Eddie Doucette, Steve Jones, and we will return. We'll pause now for a word from our local cable system and then return. Watch here.
Well, they shouldn't have done that. McAdoo, excellent outside shooter, gets Steve Johnson off his feet. No one picks him up, so he just decides, well, I'll just lay it up. Excellent move by McAdoo, 12 points in the ball game, giving the Lakers another 12-point lead.
There were many folks who tried to discourage the Lakers from taking a chance on McAdoo. And what a nice addition he has been. Understands his role, surrounded with good players. That can make a lot of difference.
Yeah, but he was always a very, very good talent in his own right.
Oh, he was. This is the first chance he's really had at winning big. All right, now you have Billy Knight, Josie Merriweather, Steve Johnson, Mike Woodson, and Larry Drew for the Kings. Johnson. Good recovery by Drew as he was almost thrown away. 3-second violation on the Kings. Kareem with McAdoo and Calvin Garrett. You got Jamaal, Wilkes, and Mike McGee, and Garrett now a very big guard. Now, there's an idea about how flexible Garrett is. He can play guard and forward. 6'7" now.
No one stops the ball. McGee goes all the way, gets his own shot. McAdoo follows after Kareem keeps it alive.
The Lakers have now made a 21-7, like a 21-8 run in the last 5 minutes to get this lead at 90-78. McGee again. And I can't tell you how much he's improved. Always had the game, just needed to get the confidence going. He has been a tremendous contributor here.
Well, he's gotten the playing time, and he's a very active player, and running with the Lakers is very easy for him.
18 points for McGee so far. There he is again. Always on the spot. Lead ahead. Wilkes.
Great adjustment by Jamaal Wilkes because Steve Johnson made just enough of a hustle to make him change that shot. This game now has the same sort of complexion that the San Diego-Los Angeles game had when LA just turned up the boost and ran away from them.
They did it early in the third period. It's taken a little longer here tonight. The Lakers showing depth and power, and ability to withstand the charge. And it's now 94-78. Kareem will go out. Cotton making note of the fact that Swin Nader is in. Let's see how he changes his attack as the Lakers will bring it down. Nader, outstanding hook shot. So they have Nader and Jamaal. They set a double screen for Garrett. LA has made a 25-8 run to take their lead.
McAdoo, nice pass into Mike McGee.
Right there, 20 points for McGee. And he hasn't missed many tonight. University of Michigan, high scorer. Steve Johnson dishing it off to Joe C. And now the Kings are forcing shots. They've lost their rhythm and a little composure as they're trailing big. The Lakers have gone from 1 down to 18 up. They're strong.
Bat your eyelashes, Eddie, and that's how fast they did it. Calvin Garrett with the rebound. They don't look at it and they swing it back out fresh 24 seconds.
They feel they have a better team this year than they did when they won the championship. That much depth.
McAdoo turning into an assist man. Made a very sweet pass before to get Mike McGee that easy hoop. Then Calvin Garrett splitting the defense underneath comes in, gets a return pass from McAdoo, and he'll go through the free throw line. Don Boosie coming in. They need more than one defensive player coming out on the floor.
Now, Boosie is an excellent defensive player. He backs up Drew. Drew goes to the bench. Jamaal Wilkes also goes out, and James Worthy comes back. So we'll see Worthy at the small forward position. That is ideally where Pat Riley would like him to play, where he can get out and take advantage of his running ability. We'll have McAdoo standing back, doing some board work. McAdoo can play all those front line positions as we mentioned. Swin in the middle. Steve Johnson. Nader out high. Now they'll send Johnson down to the block.
The Lakers have been switching everything defensively, forcing the ball to stay out on the perimeter. Billy Knight trying to penetrate inside. He gets a whistle against Calvin Garrett. 15 foul for the Lakers. Billy Knight going on his own against the shot clock. Comes in, gets Calvin Garrett up in the air. Garrett reaches for the ball. And that's where the foul occurred. Knight will go to the line. Second personal foul on 00 Calvin Garrett.
Both teams over the limit now. Billy Knight, fellow you've known for a long time, Steve, averaged 17-1 last year, had a 26.6 rookie average.
Billy Knight has that ability to be around the basketball and score, outside as well as in. He doesn't need many minutes out on the floor to be an offensive player and be very effective at that end. 1 of 2 from the line.
98-79. Under a minute to play here in the third period. Lakers used to scoring a lot of points, around 119 a game. Give up around a 112 a game. They get the highest differential, +7 in the league. Oh, boy. That is a sweet move by Worthy. Quick, and another goaltending call.
Worthy made up his mind, wheel around across, and he's too close to the hoop this time. Steve Johnson comes up, bats it away. Lakers 100-79.
They've opened it up. You called this one before it started. You thought that they would probably really start pushing here in the second half, Steve, and they have.
You know, the Lakers have a lot of very good athletes, and that's what they're trying to do now. Use their athletic ability to pressure Kansas City, try to keep them out on the outside, look for every breaking opportunity, and they're shooting a high percentage. In their half-court game, and now getting people inside the Kansas City defense, and they're shooting bunnies.
The Lakers beat the Kings 117-107 in the opening game of the season. The Kings have improved since then, although they've lost 21 straight, going over 9 years back here at the Forum. A little bit of a jinx, I would say. They win here. McGee gives it up. That's worthy. Played by Eddie Johnson.
They are deep, but they don't get him the basketball.
See his hook knocked away. Knight picks it up.
Here comes Mac's blind side, but he can't get it. Billy Knight.
Later down to cover up. He's playing with a bad knee also. That's tipped in.
Josie Merriweather.
You know, they talked about Kupchak's attempt to come back. How about Nader? They had him written off also. Serious knee injury. He's come back. Wasn't supposed to be a pass, but it was, and that's the end of the third period. Turned out to be a pretty good pass. They didn't have enough time to pull it off. At the end of 3, the Lakers have made a big run from 1 down, and look at here. They lead it big. 183, fourth period next. Fellow looking on in the background, Cotton.
Well, the Lakers have played some excellent team defense. They double up on Steve Johnson, not noted as a good passer. Mike McGee just pushes the ball out to Jamaal Wilkes. Now watch the adjustment by Wilkes at the end, holding the ball just long enough to let Steve Johnson run past, rolls it over the top. He has 20 points in the ball game, as well as Mike McGee.
Lakers over the Kings in fast break points, 22-6. And the Lakers over the Kings in the score. Pretty good here. All right. The Lakers made a 31-13 run. 8:30 to go in the third. Trailing the Kings. And now I've gone ahead big.
Now Kansas City could put some good defensive pressure on the Laker backcourt. They don't have a good ball handler in them. McGee and Garrett in the backcourt. McAdoo from downtown with that jumper.
Nader switches up. Now they'll try and jump switch back. No, Swen is still on Boosie. They've got a mismatch underneath. Garrett in the lane trying to help out. Merriweather wide open.
They'd love to see them take that shot because that allows them to run Mike McGee out on the break, but he can't get the ball. Now he does. Tough shot and ball knocked away by Josie Merriweather.
Have a seat, Don. Right down next to Jack Curran, the Laker trainer. Field goal shooting percentages tell the story of the third period.
Well, McGee is not through. He figured that he had a chance to get it up in the air, and if he did, something good might happen, but Josie Merriweather hustling back, knocked it away. Lakers have 17 seconds to get it up and down.
Kansas City 41% in the third period. Lakers 65%. Did I say any more?
Garrett. Excellent outside shooter, now becoming a little bit more aggressive now that the Lakers have this comfortable 21-point lead.
This is kind of scary when you consider that their real leader, Magic Johnson, is not even here. Merriweather trying to take it inside, foul. And here comes Cooper again.
Well, I think that that's why everyone has predicted that Los Angeles would win the Pacific Division. They have a very good basketball team, and they have some outstanding talent in the superstar category, Magic Johnson, Kareem, Abdul-Jabbar, but they also have some very good players, and they used them.
It's 104-83, 21-point lead. Josie Merriweather. 6'10", 220, number 1 draft pick of Houston, way back. 9 years in the league now. Led this club in block shots last year. 12 points for the night for Josie. 104-85. We're under 11 minutes to play here in the fourth period.
Offensive foul on James Worthy. Well, Doucette, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to get in the locker room, get a yellow jersey on. You can come on out and get some of this ball game because it appears that the Lakers have big control of this one.
Three-pointer?
Anything you want.
Let fly, right? 10:43 in the fourth period. Boosie. Underneath, that's Steve Johnson. Whenever Johnson gets the ball, look for them to double down on him because he's a high percentage shooter and always try and take it inside.
But also, he's not a very good passer, and that's one of the reasons that they will double up on him. He has difficulty getting rid of the basketball.
Nice pass to Eddie Johnson. They can't even make it inside. And the foul inside.
late call, though. Eddie Johnson got hammered pretty good by Bob McAdoo. You'll see the ball come in here. Eddie Johnson down and deep. McAdoo coming across, getting a piece of the arm. No call. They get a foul on Calvin Garrett. His third personal foul in the fresh 24. Eddie Johnson inside. Throws it up, in and out.
There comes Worthy. Running very well here tonight. Calvin Garrett. Overding sets up inside to make sure they don't take it to the basket. There's McAdoo. Quick. A good move there, and then he got hung up inside. And Worthy takes it away after Boosie had it under control. Nader. Worthy. Oh, they're playing well now.
Now they're playing very aggressive basketball to both ends, and they're coming up with all the loose balls and all the things that go in the hustle category. And Kansas City shooting quickly from the outside, allowing the Lakers to run. Nice pass.
One other thing that has helped the Lakers in the second half, the statistic that was most obvious at halftime was their lack of free throw shooting accuracy. They were 9 for 9 at one point here in the second half, and now Los Angeles in the game is 20 of 29. They came along back. Dane Suttle, there's an interesting story, and here's one for you youngsters out there that may not feel you have all the ability in the world. Here's a fellow that was the 7th round draft pick, the last player picked in the draft that made an NBA team this year. Boosie. Early night. And Suttle. 6'2", 180, a rookie from Pepperdine, and he averaged 23.5 points a game last year. Very high scorer. Down hard. This is probably as active as we've seen Worthy all year, Steve, and taking the ball to the basket. Just his overall game, both ends of the floor.
Well, he's gotten a chance to play in a game where his size is always an advantage for him up on the front line. His activity is an advantage for him, and he's being very aggressive in trying to use it tonight. And he's tried to simplify some of his game, just taking the ball to the hoop. That time, a nice pass from Michael Cooper. Tried to come out the other side, missed the first half of free throws.
Larry Michaud, a familiar name. He's only played 3 minutes in the last 8 games, but you can remember him with the Houston team, the Phi Slamma Jammas. And a rookie drafted in the first round, traded from Chicago to Kansas City, and they're bringing him along very slowly.
Too slowly, he might say.
Yeah, well, he would be happy to say that he's pleased with his play. Cotton wants him to develop. Got an inside game and not much more than that right now. Don Boosie. Boosie with 7, and the Kings 107-89, trailing it big. Under 9 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Check is not in there right now, watching interestingly. As Nader is in the middle, and McAdoo. There, that little jackknife jumper. Boy, he's got some offense, doesn't he? 18 points for Bob McAdoo tonight. What was an exciting and close game the first half has turned into a Laker rout. On the give-off, we've got a foul inside. Steve, next week you and I are going to be down in Phoenix.
And the Phoenix Suns hoping that things will improve. They got a big win tonight, 120-97. They've had trouble scoring over 100 points a ball game. So John McLeod hoping that that's a trend for the future.
Block shot. The ref blew the whistle and they didn't stop it. Worthy. 111-89. Boy, Worthy's had an outstanding night. 17 points.
If the ref blew the whistle, it came from the crowd. Nobody heard it. Worthy takes it over the top, 111-89.
And now we'll have a timeout. Next week, it'll be Milwaukee at Philadelphia on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, it'll be the Los Angeles Lakers against the Phoenix Suns. Coming your way on USA. Right now, it's 111-89. Lakers over the Kings. And we return. Now we have college basketball for you on USA as well. Iowa at Oregon State. This is coming up. And then New Mexico at UCLA coming up Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Good-looking basketball schedule on USA, both college and professional. Right now, we have a game with the Lakers controlling the Kings 111-89. And a roar from the crowd in the background. There's one of the super fan types from the forum is down here doing a little dance routine. Rockin' strings in the background. 8-11. That's the most active this crowd has been all night.
Dancing Barry had them off their feet. There you see him.
Go ahead, Barry. Got to get him a hat, though. Got to get him one of those old floppy jobs that old Dancing Harry used to use.
He's got the white coat.
Yeah, they retired him, though, didn't they? Larry Michaud and Steve Johnson with that left hand hook. He's got a nice left hand and a right hand hook. Billy Knight, Dane Suttle, Steve Johnson, Don Bussey, Larry Michaud. That's the lineup for Kansas City.
The Lakers pretty much have this game in the hopper, but let's see if Kansas City can come up with some sort of inside game. They've only scored 6 points so far here in the fourth period of play. All of those have come on the perimeter.
The Lakers, trailing by 1, made a 42-19 run in about 12 minutes. Tells all. 8:02 to play in the fourth period. Steve Johnson now with 4.
Byron Scott back in the ball game, but that was James Worthy. Worthy almost losing his balance, caught himself, just turned around. Nice power old jump shot.
Lucy on top. Penetrates and drops along the baseline to Suttle. Got the ability to score. There's Johnson at deep. Worthy on the foul. Steve, what about Steve Johnson? You saw him play up at Oregon. Is he ever going to be as good as they thought he might be when they drafted him number 1?
Hey, he's all as good as they thought he would be at the offensive end. His problem at college in Oregon State was fouls. He has the same problem here in the pros. He just has not been able to read when and when not to bump and bang and go after players coming down the lane. Once he picks that up, he'll be a very effective center. They just can't get the effective time from him.
2-time Pac-10 Player of the Year, 80 and 81. That doesn't help. 113-90.
High school and then came to Oregon State, so he had a 5-year stint at Oregon State because of injuries, but he's not really had a lot of basketball experience. But they were hoping with that offensive ability that eventually, more playing time, he would stay out of foul trouble. It just hasn't happened.
I think, if I'm not, I believe I'm correct on this, he's the 3rd leading scorer in Pac-10 history. Tremendous field goal shooting percentage, led the nation. Oh, McAdoo tried to make the pass to Scott coming up the right baseline, stolen by the Kings. Billy Knight. And keeping it alive, Bischoff with the wrong team. McAdoo to Cooper with a 2-on-2. Kings transition back, but their transition has been inconsistent tonight, and the Lakers have taken advantage of fast break opportunities. McAdoo again, 116-90.
McAdoo with 20 points, all of them off the bench. That should be it for Bob McAdoo.
And now LaSalle Thompson will come back in for Kansas City. This is still a young Kansas City team. Eddie Johnson, a 3-year man. Thompson is a 2-year man. Steve Johnson, a 3-year man. Larry Drew's only a 4-year man. Larry Spriggs now will get a look. McAdoo had a great night also. Bob McAdoo with 20 points. They have so much firepower. When they get Magic back, can you believe he's on an average, right now he's on a rate of 15 assists per game? It's a record pace.
Well, you can understand as we see Bischoff turn around and hit that jump shot, they have a lot of people that can finish it off for you, and we've seen several examples. McGee, McAdoo, Wilkes, they're all finishers, and that's all an assist guy needs is somebody to finish. You'll get that total.
Swin. He's got right-hand hook and a left-hand hook. They're going to call a jump ball. Now, Nader will come in there after he states his appeal to the official. You have Mitch Kupchak back in the ball game and Ed Neely. Talked about Suttle being a 7th-round pick. Neely was an 8th-round pick a year ago. No one wanted him either. 116-92. Bad toss. They'll try it again. Nader waits this time. That's a very difficult thing for an official to do. Throw the ball up. It may sound like not very smart comment, but I'm telling you, it isn't all that easy when you're standing between two giants trying to get that ball up so that they both get a fair shot at it. It's one of the real difficult areas that officials have to try and overcome. Spent a lot of time practicing that. Bob McAdoo, incidentally, with his 20 points, had 10 rebounds. He was 8 for 10 from the floor, Pat Riley, and you got to be happy about that. Made his last 6 shots. Riley's getting ready to rack up another Laker win. 14. Bischoff, jump ball. Kupchak. Aaron Scott, 3-on-2.
Blue shirts are not making the transition racing back, and you see what happens. Cooper gets that little loop to the basket, finishes it off. Again, you got to have finishers to score the kind of points that they're putting up, 118-92. Thompson from the outside.
Well, that inspires the crowd. Anytime Cooper goes up with that lob, and now you have Cooper making an inline violation, and they will give it back to the Kings. But watch the lob here by Scott.
Well, it takes great athletic ability, but a perfect pass from Byron Scott to Cooper makes it possible. He swings on the rim.
118-92 now, the Lakers. 5:49, corner, Subtle. Nader over the back, give it to Cooper, and they've got a 4-on-2.
Notice the kinds of shots that Kansas City's taking. Those are all jump shots which allow the Lakers to run. Pat Riley says, okay, let's not get too crazy here. We got everything going our way.
Down to 5.5 to play. Still a pretty good crowd here. They've had over 14,000 tonight, I believe. Nader swung to the middle. That's all there was to it.
Larry Spriggs is the only player in a yellow uniform that hasn't scored tonight down.
Lakers have taken a decisive rebound edge, and that has helped their game here tonight also, after trailing at 1 point by 3. LaSalle Thompson on the miss. Benny from Larry Spriggs comes out of there. It's a good, strong young man. Very good defensive player. Now he tries to make a pass. That was not a good pass to try and attempt. He tried to shoehorn that pass between two bodies, and it didn't quite make it. So Calvin Garrett comes in, and out goes Cooper.
Now again, Lakers showing their versatility, and Cooper will go out of the ball game. All of the big important people for them out now. They'll play the reserves the rest of their way. Scott and Garrett in the backcourt. Sprague, Kupchak, Nader up front.
Neely fights over a screen. Spriggs pops back out off it and misses the shot. LaSalle Thompson, but stolen by Calvin Garrett. Lakers will go to 14-5, and the Kings 9-11. And they will have lost 22 in a row. And we've got a loose ball foul.
Nader lobs that ball out to the official, not happy with the call. Little bump. There was the kind of contact that looked as though he pushed off, but he really didn't. But the call goes against him. And 15 foul, 4th personal on Nader. Kansas City's going to get some free throws.
Kansas City would like to forget about the game from the 8:30 mark of the 3rd period. Since that time, the Lakers have outscored them 51-22. They really put it in high gear. And LaSalle Thompson in there now trying to salvage a little respect. Kings as a ball club average 110 a game. They give up just about 111. Remember, they had a very, very bad start, 2-7. One of the more improved teams since the league has started here this fall. Swin Nader says the knee doesn't bother him. I'd like to get him 24, 25 minutes a game so they can cut Kareem's minutes down. Swin's not playing quite that much, about 17. Kareem right around 31. Kupchak, Scott. Byron Scott. Jerry West thinks he's on these receivers. Here's Scott, man trailing. Yes, sir. Nader follows on the miss by Sprague. Swin again. Talk about your front end loaders. Whoa. 124-92. And trying to take it inside that time was Dane Subtle. And it's Calvin Garrett's foul. Kareem enjoying it. Jamaal Wilkes, and a great chance for the regular Lakers. Enjoy some time off. They haven't played since Sunday. They beat San Diego. Beat them handily.
They beat them the same way with the score 64-63. They turned up the boots and ran away from them in a short period of time and made it a no contest. And they've done the same thing tonight. So consecutive lappers for them without Magic Johnson.
Lakers, in games that Magic has not appeared, have had a better than .500 percentage. He's an important factor, no question. Calvin Garrett. A lot of good rubber being burned on that floor tonight. You can hear it. 126-94.
Shaw under control for the second time, knocks down his 4th point here in the 4th period of play.
I gave you a thought there a moment ago, and let's finish it. Los Angeles without Magic Johnson. When he's been injured, he had that long siege with the knee a few years ago, as you recall. Including this game tonight, will have a record of 37-22. They lost 22 games without him. So he's key. 126-96. The Kings had their run right around halftime for the first 3 minutes or so of the third period. Since that time, it's been all LA. Stop. It's called in your face. Take that. Take that stuff in. You take that stuff in here, young man. And so the Lakers go to the bench and the Laker girls take the floor. The Lakers 126 and the Kings 98. We'll pause for a word from our local cable systems. There's an interesting number for you. The Lakers have now out-rebounded their opponent in 13 of the last 15 games, and they've taken this one easily, 48-32. Too much firepower for LA, a team that is always successful at home. Last year they were 33-8. That was not one of their better years. Bob McAdoo on the bench, quite a night. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 for 10 shooting. McGee has had an outstanding night. That'd be a tough call. Either one of them would be a great choice for a star of the game. I'm going to let you make the decision on this one, Steve. What? You're not helping me out, Steve. Byron Scott, Air Special. Ed Neely.
I'm going to think about it for a while. Mishaw, nice drive.
Under 2:30 to play here in the fourth period. Obvious reasons the game with a big lead. Normally I wouldn't say that because if you've got a chance to tie, you always like to give the benefit of the doubt. But let's say in the game. Cup check comes to the middle. Good move. Just a little off in this timing, but that'll come back. Subtle. Boosie. And cup check going up and knocking it out of bounds. So cup check and Nader, they got some big people up front now. Cup check good, 6'10", 230. Nader, of course, 6'11", 255. Big, strong fellas. And that's Spriggs. Decent size, 6'7", 220. Sal Thompson talking to the official as they go inside Larry Mishaw. Be a while before he learns the way here in this league as he goes up that time over cup check and the ball knocked away and out of bounds. So we're down to 1:36. Remember next week, Milwaukee and Philadelphia on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, it'll be these same Lakers against the Phoenix Suns in the Valley of the Sun. It'll get hot down there. That's always a good matchup. Subtle.
Showing the ability to score. He's got 7 or 8 points here in the final period of play, but he had a career high 26 earlier in the season when Mike Woodson was out.
It's encouraging. He's a 7th round draft choice. That's Spriggs. Left hand hook. Cup check over the crowd. And Settle brings it down.
Pepperdine, he's going to try to put on whatever show he can here before some of the home folks.
Does a lot of what Larry Drew does. Takes that ball right to the hole. Look at him here, crossover.
He's got the defense retreating, comes right in there and challenging Larry Spriggs and Calvin Garrett. Gets him up. Calvin Garrett picked up his 5th personal foul. Has to go over and talk to Pat Riley for a little while.
Exit. There it is. It's called an exit.
That's his 6th personal foul, so he is fouled out of the ball.
McAdoo and Garrett at the line. Garrett had 10 points, incidentally. Dane Settle at the stripe. 6'2", 180 rookie. WCAC MVP last year. #1 scorer in the history of Pepperdine. He's got good numbers, good credentials. But they didn't think too much of him. They drafted him in the higher rounds, and he was picked number 7. Still fighting for it, Settle. And he and McGee go down. Neely picks it up and lays it in. So a number 7 round draft choice, making it possible for an 8th round draft choice to score. There are no other teams in the league that can talk about having a 7th and an 8th round pick on their roster. It's quite an accomplishment. Cup check. And he is fouled by Larry Mishaw. Mishaw, big body, 6'9", 220. Average 14.3 at Houston. This man, Mitch Kupchak, at the line. Had the ligament surgery, left knee, had 2 operations as a matter of fact. So bad that they really thought his career was done. while he was rehabilitating, and he worked very hard, he took graduate courses at UCLA. He also had a back operation, a disc, and that was when he was with Washington, so he's had his share of problems. 127-106 and down to the final 30 seconds in this one.
Nice pass and settled to LaSalle Townsend, but Townsend traveled before he could get that one up and down. Your man Billy Sunday's been awful quiet over there in that three-piece suit, huh?
I got a trivia question for you that'll set you free before we leave here tonight. Nader, who tried to take it to the rack strong and a foul. You know that there are two people here in this arena tonight playing in this game that hold the held the NCAA record for field goal shooting percentages. I know you know one of them. Who is the other one?
Maybe save that for you at the start of the game.
Am I making this tough? Come on, throw your hands up if you if you give. Remember that game? 127-106. Well, Mitch Kupchak set the record when he was at North Carolina, and Steve Johnson broke it when he was at Oregon State. Oh yes, Spriggs. Oh my! Up to McGee. And the wraparound, Spriggs, and now he steals it with 2 seconds remaining, and the Lakers walk off with an impressive second half and a victory over the Kansas City Kings. Pat Riley and his Lakers go away 14-5, and Bob McAdoo with 20 points and 10 rebounds, a very impressive evening. The Lakers with a win, final one, 29-106. And look out, NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers are something else.